Yesterday, we talked to you a little bit about these ads that are run on TheBlaze TV, and here is a copy of one. We are getting a ton of mail, and people are complaining, and they are threatening to cancel. Some people have canceled their subscriptions because they feel passionately about the ad that is running on TheBlaze, and here it is.
Every year, millions of imperfect babies are born, destined for a life of struggle and hardship. But it is the rest of us who pay the ultimate cost. Billions of dollars that could be used to better society are instead wasted on the malformed. There must be a better way. And there is. Agenda 21 is coming soon.
Okay, so that's the latest one about malformed babies. The one before that is about, it is a collection of older people that are talking about how, we've lived a good life. And
we also have that one. If you
you have it?
If you want to hear that.
Just cannot handle the sheer number of humans who live here. Something has to give. And I believe that it's up to us who have lived a good life to make sure that our children will have the opportunity to live good lives too. I have lived a good life.
I have lived a good life.
I have lived a good life.
Okay, stop. So this one was actually recorded off of the television. Somebody started recording right away when they saw this commercial back on, and they recorded it and sent it to us and said, "This is running." And if Dish is the one running this, then you have to know, and you got to get away from Dish. And if you're running this, I got to get away from you. It's all about Agenda 21. And if you don't know what Agenda 21 is, it is the UN Division for Sustainable Development. And it is a terrifying reality. And it's all being done locally. This is something that I talked about 2 years ago on Fox. But, of course, the conspiracy theories and theorists among us say that I'm part of Agenda 21. And this ad is just proof positive to some.
Yeah, this
Fortunately, we've been found out.
Yeah, this is from Infowar.com.
Okay, Infowars.
Yeah.
That's a good site.
Now, is there multiple wars going on, or is it Infowar?
No, I don't know.
I don't know how many Infowars are going on, but one of them is telling you about this. Earlier this week, there was a thread on the Free Republic about Agenda 21 ads running on Beck's TheBlaze TV on the Dish Network. People couldn't believe that Beck would allow the United Nations to run propaganda on his network. After all, he's a patriot, right?
Not to Alex Jones, of course, who runs InfoWars. He knows better.
Yes,
he knows better.
Does?
Fortunately, he sees right through you, Glenn.
No, I know he does.
You are so transparent.
This is the one who caught me.
Yeah.
Infowars has exposed Beck as a globalist operative.
That's right.
Assigned.
Is that an actual quote?
Yes. Globalist operative.
They've exposed me as a globalist operative.
Don't act like you don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No,
I know.
He knows.
I'm
He knows he's been exposed.
You got to stop playing the game. The game is up.
The Inquisition. Go ahead.
Okay. Glenn Beck is a globalist operative assigned to do what? You have a specific assignment.
I didn't know
to
that.
undermine and neutralize the liberty movement.
Undermine and neutralize.
I am so good at what I'm doing.
You are incredible. Probably the best disinformation operative of all time.
We're about to get to this because it just says, quote, Glenn Beck specializes, not just doing it as a hobby or a pastime, but you specialize in disinformation ops designed to trick his conservative followers and lead them to dead end and cul-de-sacs that ultimately neutralize the political opposition. Yeah. Boom. Okay, so you specialize in disinformation ops. And what did we find the other day in Glenn's closet? A degree in disinformation ops from DeVry Institute.
Yeah. You went to DeVry.
I didn't know you found my certificate.
Where's
okay,
that?
Well, they found my sheepskin, so I'm going to come clean. That's why I hired a team of filmmakers to make these 4 commercials for Agenda 21. I'm going to come clean with you. I did not. The United Nations did not pay for those commercials. I paid for them. I made them, and I paid for them. Yes.
You bastard.
That's right.
You disinformation specialist.
That's right.
Bastard.
Now, why would I do that?
Because he's seen your hernia.
Well, you know what? I've seen your hernia.
He sees right through you with his steely gaze.
When you see my hernia, sometimes you can see right through me. You have a big enough light.
Right.
Anyway, so why would I do that? Well, one theory is I am a what?
Specialist in
disinformation.
ops.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I am a covert
globalist operative.
Mm-hmm. That is trying to derail the liberty movement. That's one option. Mm-hmm. That's one option.
You got that out there.
Or I believe
here we go. Here's the spin.
Okay. I believe that the best way to get information out is on multiple fronts. Mm-hmm. So in other words, if you try to get a piece of information out and nobody is listen to you, you've preached to the choir, you have to now go outside of the church and try to find some other people that maybe you can get into the church. Okay? Mm-hmm. So in other words, if I do a show on Agenda 21 on Fox, I do that news. Which I did. Mm-hmm. And I have a show on Agenda 21 coming up, I think, next week and the week after. And it's just talking about what it is in great detail in kind of a wonky sort of way. I know I'm going to get a certain number of people there. But now who else could I get if I wrote it as a fiction book and called it Agenda 21?
I see.
If I took it, and we had a storyline that said, let's play this out. Let's take their agenda and their own words and play it out. What happens to the United States, and what does the United States look like? Now, Harriet Park is a woman who watched me on Fox, and she didn't believe Agenda 21 at all. She didn't believe it. She thought I might be a disinformation op for the liberty movement and trying to throw people off the track and come up with these crazy conspiracy theories. So she did what I said in that particular show.
Looked it up?
Look it up. Don't believe me, because it sounds crazy. Don't believe me. Look it up, and look it up in your own hometown, as millions of Americans did. She couldn't believe it, just like the liberal Democrat who is now the expert on Agenda 21. Liberal Democrat who is fighting, I believe in California, harder than anybody else, trying to get this word out. Here's what I'm doing. This summer, we finished the Overton window 2. And it is good. It is really good. And we've been excited to bring it to you. Agenda 21. Harriet came across my desk. And and we'll give you the details on this because it's a fascinating story. And I saw a bit of it. And I said, this is great. And we went in and worked on some of it with her, the ending and everything else. And we really sharpened this to make sure it's exactly right. And we were working on Restoring Love, my team was also working on this. And I was doing it on the airplanes as I was traveling and everything else. This is a fantastic story. This is a story, if you know anybody who likes Hunger Games, if you know anybody, you know what Brad Thor read it. I had a few friends read it. Brad Thor read it. He wrote back and he said, Glenn, this is the 1984 of this generation.
Yeah, Brad Thor is one of the biggest fiction authors out there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is, you won't put it down. You will not put it down. And it will be terrifying. You know what I changed? And some of the things I changed? I said, this is too dark. This is too dark. I can't even finish. I can't even finish this chapter. It's too dark. And we went back and forth and we're like, this is what would happen. I'm like, I need something. Then make something up, Santa Claus. I need to hear some sleigh bells or something because I can't live this way. That's why I say it's the Hunger Games. You know, and you get into the Hunger Games and you're like, oh, good God, there's nothing here. There's nothing good here. It's just these two people alone. It's very similar to that feeling. It's 1984. And we worked really hard to make sure that it is absolutely accurate. And the last chapter is all about what's fact. There's the fiction story, and you just give it to your friend and say, hey, this is a great book. This is a great book. You'll love this. They'll read it. And when they get to the last chapter, it then says everything that's true in the book and where it is and all of the hyperlinks. So you can see this is based on exactly what is happening in our communities through Agenda 21. And when you know the code language, and then you go to your city council meeting, you'll be amazed. I've letter after letter after letter after we did that show on Fox from people who said, friends who went and said, I went to my city council meeting and I started looking into stuff that you said that you would find. Glenn, I thought, no, there's no way it's happening in my community. It's happening in all of our communities, and it is way down the road. And the good news is the 912 Project is leading the way out. They've really educated themselves on this, and in city after city and town after town, they're overturning these things. Because a lot of our local people have no idea. They're just like, oh, well, this is good. Because it's all wrapped in language that's good. Oh, bike paths, that's a good thing. Is it? Is it? Really? Why is the United Nations in on bike paths? Why do they care? Really? Why? Why? Ask the questions. Why? Agenda 21 is the answer. This book comes out on bookstores and bookshelves everywhere next week. When we brought this to Simon & Schuster, they read it, and they've ordered more of these books than they have ordered of anything of mine for a long, long time. This is a blockbuster. This, I hope, will be either a TV series on TheBlaze or a movie. This is a great book, and the thing that makes it scariest, absolutely true. It has been fictionalized and set in the future, but all of it.
But the Agenda 21, is
and
real.
What the world,
it's real.
And what the world looks like. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't. They're creating energy and they're growing food for the squirrels and for the animals. The animals are sacred. The earth is sacred. You're replaceable. It is terrifying. Agenda 21, a new novel that is out next Tuesday. You can go to booksamillion.com/Beck and get it now for half price.
Yeah, one day only, online only.
Yeah, this is it. So you can get it at half price today. We'd like to get it into your hands. This is something, believe me, you're going to want to share if you want to buy 2 of them so you can get it to somebody. If you know Agenda 21, you know, Alex Jones, you piece of garbage. I don't know what your deal is. I really don't know, and I don't care. But if you actually cared about the things you were talking about, mm-hmm. you would actually use your brain and start to find different ways than just going to your kook friends in your basement. What you would do is you would actually say with some credibility, this is true. And these are the ways that we can connect with people who may not be kooky friends in the basement.
It's exactly what someone who was involved in the 9/11 conspiracy would say.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
That's why he's the
say.
master of disinformation ops.
That's right.
That's why.
That's right.
He didn't go to the DeVry University for nothing.
If you would like to further the word on Agenda 21, and I know they're talking to a very small portion of the audience now, but if you'd like to further the fight against Agenda 21, I'm telling you, I think we've just given you the best tool you could possibly use. This will get people to wake up to it. If you don't know what Agenda 21 is, please read the book. It's a great way to get into it with fiction that you'll devour it. It is great. Agenda 21, available today only for half price at booksamillion.com/Beck. Go there now. It'll be on bookstores and bookshelves everywhere next Tuesday.